it makes kind of sense to believe in ghosts, because if you think about it, Einstein said that E equals mc squared. So matter can be converted into energy and energy into matter. So on the quantum level, we are pure energy. Now when I got into the ghost hunting thing, when I was a child, I lived on Effie Street in Fresno. All kinds of crazy things were happening to me. I got pushed into a heater. This entity kept on calling my name, trying to coax me to go into the Orange Grove, and I didn't do it. I was frightened, I was crying, I was just totally terrified. As I grew older, I started doubting myself. I said, well, maybe, just maybe, those were night terrors. Maybe I didn't even witness the paranormal. But what I found myself doing was reading books on the paranormal. I got interested in everything. While living in that house and reading all the paranormal books, I became very knowledgeable about paranormal. But anyway, as a paranormal investigator, something led me to being a paranormal investigator. And I got into military intelligence. I found out the military knew something about UFOs. And that's the reason why I got into military intelligence. I actually wrote an article about that. And they said, Paul, aren't you afraid to be arrested? Well, if they arrest me, then they're admitting to the fact that what I'm saying is the truth. So no, I've never been arrested. As a paranormal investigator, I was a skeptic. Okay, sure, I heard the EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon. And I said, maybe those are voices from another room. Then one day, the former owner, Shannon, she sent me on an investigation to Citrus Heights. And I've been there before. I didn't get any EVPs and stuff like that. And I said, Shannon, I said, this place isn't even haunted. And she goes, yeah, it is, because I've been there and I got some EVPs. So I said, okay, fine. And I said, 15 scouts, those are ghost hunters in training. And I put 5 in one room, 5 in another room, and 5 in another room. And you heard that story already, but I'm going to tell it again. But so don't get bored. But anyway, 10 of the scouts were actually falling asleep, and 5 in another room. All kinds of stuff was happening. As soon as I walked through the door, you can actually hear with your ears a girl giggling. And I said, wow, can you hear that? And they said, yeah, we're recording it. And I heard her giggle again. And I said, that giggle is coming from the corner of this bed. I can't see her, but she's sitting right there giggling. And I can hear her. And I heard the giggle again. And I put my head down. And I go, hello. And she goes, hello. I go, holy shit. You know what I said. So anyway, I said, okay, this is it. I said, I actually now believe in ghosts. Now, when we do our investigations, how do we determine something's paranormal? So how many people have seen pictures of orbs? Okay. Now, are orbs instantly something paranormal? What do you think? Anybody want to say anything? Not always? Okay. And the reason why, it could be almost anything. It could be lint, it could be dust, it could be skin flakes, it could be light refractions, it could be dewdrops. So how would you determine an orb is actually something paranormal? Does anybody know? Designer. Designer, very good. So,
Actually, the level in which that it glows, it is way above the normal light. It has more energy, it has a nucleus, and it's stronger. It is a stronger light. It's not. It gives you, if it's light, it gives you an idea where to go. How?
okay, most ghost hunting groups will go with that, but H.P.I. does something that's a little bit stronger. What we look for is intelligent movement. And for an example, and Shirley Hasselbrink, that lady right there talking, okay, she's one of my H.P.I. investigators, and she's a psychic. We look for intelligent movement. So let's say, and this has actually happened with me, I placed a monitor in front of me, And I kept on seeing this one orb floating around. It's the same orb. I'm looking at it, same design, everything. It's the same orb. And supposedly the entity was named Emily. And I said, Emily, if you're a ghost, sit on my lap. And I saw that orb floating, and it hovered over my lap. And I said, that is intelligent movement. So that's intelligent movement. Something like that I can deem as a spiritual containment field. Another example, we have what is called designer orbs. And designer orbs have intricate type designs inside of them. And you probably all see this, they have like a nucleus. Sometimes if you enhance it, you can make out a face. Well, I was over in Del Paso Heights, and I took a picture of the backyard. And I got these 2 designer orbs, and I enhanced them. And when I enhanced them, it looked like dog faces. And I looked at Shannon, who was former owner, and I said, Shannon, I said, what do you see there? She goes, I see dog faces. I go, me too. So I went back to the client, didn't say anything. I said, what is it you have in your backyard? She goes, I got 2 dogs buried back there. I go, really? I said, take a look at these pictures and tell me what you see. She looks at the pictures and she starts crying. I go, why are you crying? She goes, those are my 2 dogs. So she confirmed it, she validated it, and that's something I can go ahead and say and deem as paranormal. And also too, you hear about the EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, right? And a lot of times they leave the recorder on all night long, and then all day long, they're listening to the recordings. I don't have that kind of time to spare, okay? So how we do it in H.P.I. is we'll take our recorder, and I got my recorder here, and we'll simply record, and we'll say something really simple like, is there anybody here? I'll pause, give the entity time to talk. I'll stop it and play it back, and sometimes you'll have something, I'm right here. And that's actually happened to me. This is something I can't prove because I got no witnesses or anything like that. But I was at this very haunted cemetery in Folsom. I have the car window rolled up. I'm sitting in the cemetery by myself. There's no people around. And Folsom Cemetery is supposed to be really, really haunted. So I'm sitting there, and I go, are you here? Are you here following me? Whatever. And I can hear my voice. I'm recording. And are you here? Blah, blah, blah. And it says, I'm right here. And it's like, wow, this thing's in my car. There's nobody around, but there was proof, an EVP. I'm sitting there. I know in my mind that it was fact, that there was a ghost there. And with 800 investigations, this is a rarity, but out of 800 investigations, I've only seen 4 full body apparitions. That's it. 4 full body apparitions. And a lot of times we go to a place, we'll debunk it. We'll find out natural causes. Not everything is paranormal. And okay, let's say out of 10 investigations, maybe out of the 10, maybe about 4 are something paranormal, you know. And like I said, out of 800 investigations, I've only seen 4 full body apparitions. But the one thing is though, when you do see something paranormal, you'll never forget it. It'll stay in your mind. It stayed in my mind like for 6 months when I had the incident where the little girl says hello to me. That freaked me out. I mean, I wasn't scared, but it totally freaked me out. And it's so funny is because I've been doing this so long now, ghosts don't scare me. But they put me in the most haunted room over at the La J Hotel. Is it the La J Hotel? Am I saying it right? The La J? Huh? Is it the La J? Okay.
It's only a joke.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ledger.
The Ledger, okay, Ledger Hotel, okay. So they gave me a free room to stay in the most haunted room. They wanted me to write something about the hotel. So I'm staying in the most haunted room in the Ledger Hotel. And maybe about 2 o'clock in the morning, my bed shakes. And I said, wow, okay, I got up, I'm taking pictures, I'm trying to get EVPs. I said, if you're here, show yourself. You shook my bed. Come on, show yourself. And nothing happens. Okay. So then I'm kind of disappointed. And I said, okay, I'm going to go back to sleep. So I go back to sleep. Around maybe about 3 o'clock in the morning, there's footsteps, heavy footsteps, going right to the edge of my bed. So the entity is right there. And I said, okay, you're there because I heard your footsteps. You came right to the edge of my bed. Now show yourself. Show me the money. Nothing. Energy is forever. It's forever. It's never going to go anyplace. And even if there was no intelligent ghost, you have a lot of residual energy out there. But the only thing is, I've seen intelligent movement. So I've seen the orbs and all that stuff. So I've seen them moving. I'll tell an investigator, place their hand on the wall and take a picture. And I said, okay, if you're a ghost, appear by his hand. And there's this orb right there by his hand, intelligent movement. And I go, okay, let's do it some other place. Put your hand over there. And there's an orb right there, intelligent movement. So that tells me something that's just not dust. Oh, yes?
Well, how come you need to take a picture or you need to record it? I mean, how come you can't just see the orb? I mean, I suppose some people can, or how come you can't just hear the voice?
It's like a different frequency level. So the camera lens is able to actually pick something up that your eyes can't see. But the only thing is, we've had cases where people have actually seen orbs with their eyes. And those are very powerful orbs. So, but mostly, just like with the EVPs, you just don't hear the voices. But sometimes you do. And you don't hear the voices, but we pick it. It's just a different frequency level that the camera's picking up on, the recorder's picking up on, and stuff like that. How many people here have been in Preston Castle?
Yep.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Okay, okay. Well,
Yes.
oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, H.P.I. actually were the first ones to investigate at Preston Castle, believe it or not. You've probably seen Ghost Adventures there. You saw Ghost Hunters there and stuff like that. We actually did the first documentary over there. We did Conversations with a Serial Killer. And the former owner, Shannon, she thought that Richard Trenton Chase, a.k.a. the Vampire of Sacramento, was actually incarcerated there. We learned later that Richard Trenton Chase, a.k.a. the Vampire of Sacramento, was never incarcerated there, but we had this British crew that was already over there, and it was such a cool place to investigate. So anyway, we did an investigation over there, and we had 3 female investigators. And the 3 female investigators were walking along, and you can hear with your own ears the ghost saying, "Whores, whores, whores." So anyway, it's like, okay, after that, Ghost Adventures contacted us, Ghost Hunters contacted us. It was so thrilling that we got this deal that was audible with your ears of an entity saying whores. So anyway, that's how Preston Castle, now they're so big and they charge everybody. So anyway, the article will be in my 15th book.